How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Little White Lines. Kind of my little story, my memoir of my past and my drug use and my career and just everything in between. Today we're going to be talking about the move to Missouri and how life was pretty much going okay for me. Started the business, got in a relationship, and then everything went downhill. But if you guys are listening to this on YouTube, you can also check me out on Spotify and iTunes. Just look up Little White Lines. I will be there, and you can listen to me while going down the road, so you don't have to open up YouTube. And if you are listening to this on iTunes and Spotify, you can also check out the YouTube channel, Little White Lines. I will be streaming on other platforms as well, like iHeartRadio and Google Podcasts. I'm still working on that stuff, but thank you for everyone who is tuning in, for the little people I do have listening. Hopefully this can reach a broader audience. I've been kind of shy on sharing things out, especially something like this, and we're going to talk more about that too, and why I was hiding everything, as long as I did, until now. So sit back and relax. We got another story to get into. Welcome to Little White Lines. So, as you guys heard from the past stories, Arizona was kind of wild, and after my my second divorce, I kind of went to like the more stupid side of myself, did stupid things and could have got myself in a lot of trouble. And the logical side of me said, we gotta go, we gotta move. And so I ended up quitting the job that I was working at the time, running tanker and doing flatbed, and I went clean, completely clean, sober actually, for the 3 months that I was doing the flatbed. And then it didn't really work out there as well as I thought it would. Like, every time I was switching jobs, it was always, is the grass greener on the other side? And, well, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, and this time it was not. And basically, it was like, well, do I go back to Arizona to my family, to my kids, like I should have? Like a smart man would have just been like, let's just move back with mom and dad, just so you can be closer to your sons, And no, instead I was running from my problems, I was running from my ex, I was running from everything, and just wanting a complete reset, a fresh start, something new, to just better myself. And I don't regret it one bit, because Missouri changed my life. It was probably one of the better changes. You see, I never met my biological mom until I was 18 years old. I didn't know who she was. Throughout the years, we were kind of conversing back and forth, talking and learning about each other. And then, I found out that she lived in Missouri, and the house behind her was actually for rent. And it was only like $350 a month. And I thought, man, a 2-bedroom place for $350 a month. Now, mind you, this place was a shithole, but it was going to be my shithole. And I love that. Like, I was able to build it up and fix it up, and caught the cockroaches and mice, and it was nasty, but eventually we got it cleaned up, and it gave me a sense of purpose. She ended up helping me get another trucking job. Got to drive a real nice long nose Kenworth, and with everything going on, being single man, new house, new career, or new job, I was distracted and never even had the thought of doing anything stupid, any type of drugs, nothing. And that's how it went for a while. I was sobered up, I was happy, I was living my life, I was on TikTok a lot, I was growing some fame there, doing my YouTubes, everything I was doing sober. Never had a slip up, never had an urge, never had anything. And honestly, this might be the most boring part of the podcast, because it was just a good time. Yeah, I got drunk. Best believe I got drunk. I made a couple dumb videos where I was running around, the truck stop in my boxers, and people then might have thought, yeah, this motherfucker high. this motherfucker high as fuck. No, I was just happy. I was happy and having fun, making money on the side doing that. And like, it just felt so good. But the loneliness was hitting me, So I ended up meeting a girl on TikTok. Now, the future episodes is going to be a little bit harder for me to talk about. I'm not going to say I'm going to hide her name, but I'm going to try my best to. But to be honest, her name might slip out. Some of those who know me know who that person is. You see, when I went through my divorce, I was depressed, like anybody that goes through a breakup. But I was still trying to pursue something else. Maybe, have another family, have another life, And this girl reached out to me on TikTok and asked me if I wanted to chat and whatnot. And I thought she was gorgeous and thought she was a lot cooler than what she turned out to be. And made a lot of videos together and started like a long distance relationship. And I thought, I found happiness again. I thought I found the happiness that I had lost. Again, I was happy. And it sucks, like, even today, I keep going through photos and photos and photos of me and her and, like, all the shit that we went through, like, fun stuff and, just deleting them. And it hurts me sometimes. It's the hardest thing for me because, like, I was actually in love again, I couldn't really say I was in love with my my second ex-wife too much. I mean, let me put it this way. Me and my second ex-wife, we were an interesting pair. We had a girlfriend together. We were swingers. We did things together. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've had more threesomes than a lot of men dream of. And I know that sounds fucking, like weird to some or unbelievable, but shit, there's photos of me out there on the internet that could prove that. They could validate that. Like me and two other females, and it was fun at the time. It was a great fucking time. But that's not love, I didn't feel no jealousy and shit. Like, with this girl, though, man, I was hooked on her. Hooked like when your first high school crush tells you that they like you and that yes or no, that kind of, like the butterflies, It's crazy how fucking love works. I knew I loved her. I don't think she knew that too well, but I did. So I was working, and then I ended up talking to a buddy of mine, and he says, well, I know another job that'll pay more, because the job I was working at didn't really pay as much. And we're thinking about, me and this girl, I'm just going to call her A. All right, me and A, we were thinking about moving in together, but we needed a bigger place, so I needed to make more money. Well, I ended up going to a Chicago-based company that paid like 60 cents the mile, which at the time was really good. But the thing is like, I was gone a lot more, Yeah, I got to have my home time and stuff and take that time to rent a car to drive out to a different state to see her. I will just say it, New Mexico, to see her. That was nice, but I was out a lot more. And this is going to affect me in the future. I'll tell you why. You see, throughout the time, her and I got really close, and like we thought we were going to be soulmates, and there was nothing. You know how that is in the beginning? You get that puppy dog stage, that puppy dog love stage, where like you feel like you're going to be together forever, but then it ends up being just bad, And that's why from now on, when I'm dating, there's going to be like a 2 or 3 year grace period before I even think about moving in or marrying or any of that. Now, I want to see if they can put up with me. But the first year we were together, everything was good. Went on trips, had a good time, had a family. Like, life was just perfect and beautiful. And she decided to move out to Missouri. We ended up moving into a beautiful home in Webb City, Missouri. And like, the rent was kind of expensive, but because I was doing this over the road job, it wasn't that bad for me. Like, I was holding down the household. We were paying our bills. We weren't rich, but we weren't poor either. Like, we were just like a normal modern family. And I regret to this day ever moving away. Like, God, throwing away all that because I'm cheap. We decided, let's just drop Missouri and move to Illinois. And the moment we did that, everything in our life went south. So, I seen a post on Facebook from a fellow YouTuber. We're just gonna call him TRT. Some may know him, some may not. But he just bought a farm, chicken farm, whatever. He was looking for people to help him, and he wasn't gonna charge rent and stuff. And from what I gathered at the time, was that someone come in there, feed the chickens, and pick up the dead chickens, clean the eggs, whatever. It really didn't seem like a whole lot at that time, and me and A was discussing it, thinking, oh, this is kind of great. Like, no rent, beautiful home, and like this farmland, like it was just perfect, away from the city. I loved it. I love the location and stuff, besides the part that was Illinois. But like, we thought, man, no rent. She could do that, and I can be a truck driver, and like we can just be happy. Like, she'll have something to do, and I'll have something to do. But the problem was she also had kids, 2 boys, and her boys, well, they didn't really have like a father figure in their life until I came along, and they weren't like angels, so to say. She didn't really have like a lot of control over them. It saddens me to even talk about them like this, and I probably won't say too much anymore, because to be honest, I love those boys like they were my own. I really did. But it made things hard there. It made things really hard. And then things kind of went south. I remember, we moved out there. We tried working it for a couple weeks, and it just wasn't working out. And at this point, we gave up the lease to our home, so we couldn't go back. He ended up paying for our move, but like, she did not do it right at all. I had a way we could have did it for a lot less than what she did it for. Like, she hired a moving company that left literally half our shit out there, that's still out there to this day. Didn't take everything, and some stuff just happened back and forth. And then this is also around the same time that I had pushed a load out of the trailer and then apparently failed a drug test, which, guys, I've told you everything to this point. I didn't do fucking drugs that week, but I did also say that I used to carry a Gatorade bottle that did have some in there, and I think I might have took a drink out of it and not realize it. I don't know. To this day, I swear I don't know. I did not choose to get high. Life was good. I didn't want to get high. But what really bothered me is, like, there was some YouTube drama, and I told people about what had happened, about me failing the drug test, and I was up front saying it was for meth, and I tried to cover it with the kratom, and I lied, to a lot of people. And because when people hear the word meth or drugs, whatever, they automatically just think the worst of somebody. And that's one of the reasons why I hit it so bad, is because once you're an addict, people look at you differently. Like, anytime you do something different, or you fuck up, you're automatically on drugs. You're automatically doing drugs. Like, if I stay up too late, oh, he's on drugs, he's high. If I lose my temper, oh, he must be high. If I act too hyper, if I talk too much, he must be high. Ever since I got sober, I have been so scared to even reach out and talk to people, because I don't want that assumption when I'm working my butt off to stay sober, But people look at you as a villain. They look down as you. They look down at you. They treat you different. So of course I'm gonna hide the fuck out of my usage and all that shit. But when I told the people on YouTube that, oh, I'd failed a drug test for methamphetamine, this part really fucked me up. The guy that, we were going to work for, I don't know if he was mad at me or what the fuck was said. I don't remember. It was, a minute ago, and I have just kind of squashed it all and forgot about it. But he made the claim that he found a burnt spoon and some paraphernalia under the fucking sink of that house. He fucking lied. Now, everyone took his side because he's always been a straight up guy, never talked shit before, and blah, blah, blah. He fucking lied. That was a bold-faced lie. She wasn't doing drugs. I wasn't doing drugs. He fucking lied because I had already made the statement on YouTube that I failed a drug test. So he used that to try to frame me or start shit for something. I don't fucking know, but he fucking lied. And it goes to show that no matter how much of a front somebody will put out there to try to make themselves look good, because I know I've tried, everybody's got a fucking dark side. Everybody's got a fucking secret, and everybody's got a lie to tell. I've gone so far into telling you guys every little bit that I remember or I can recall, or that like some deep shit that I've shared with y'all. Don't you think I would have told y'all if I was getting fucking high over at his place? No, I had no reason to. I was happy. Life was good, even though we had to move. But speaking of the happiness, I ended up losing the happiness because I ended up failing. And of course, when you fail a drug test, your life is over. She ended up getting all the shit back to her place in New Mexico, and I ended up going with her to New Mexico. And then my second part of my life had to start, where in the beginning it was going to be good. Things were going to be all right. I was going to figure this shit out. I ended up paying to have another drug test taken, $250, because I just didn't believe it. That's how much I didn't believe it, guys. I failed a pre-employment drug test. Why would I get high before a pre-employment, And so I paid the $250 that I really didn't fucking have to basically have them retest, because I didn't believe that I did any drugs. Because when I pushed that load out of that trailer, it was only like a little bit of load. I ended up going to another company, filling all the paperwork, taking the drug test, and that's when I found out I failed. Now, what made that year so great, besides that point, was the company I started. Was Think Chrome Line. I haven't talked too much about this, and it fucking kills me to even talk about it now, just because I got fucked, basically. But Think Chrome Line was going to be my ticket to get away from truck driving anyway. Think Chrome Line was going to be my ticket to be home with my family, to see my boys, to be financially stable. We made over $65,000 gross in our first 5-6 months of sales. But the holidays, and it was a new thing, truckers had a thing, the protests and COVID, like there was so much that helped us grow, plus TikTok, that we were able to do that. She basically took the company from me, saying that it was hers, and blah blah blah. I remember when I borrowed money from a friend of mine, and I paid him back, of course, but I got the capital to start that. I got the business license, I got the LLC, I got the inventory, I did all the fucking advertising, I did everything. All she did was ship shit for me. She was an employee, basically, but she wanted to say she did all the work. Think Chrome Line meant a whole fucking lot to me. And it saddens me that, even today, I could probably fight and take it back. But she has a very rich family, and I don't have a whole lot. So I'll probably never get it back again. But that's okay. plan on getting some other stuff, but I'm getting off subject here. But we ended up going back to New Mexico and started looking for a job. I ended up applying for a car dealership as a salesman because I thought I was a pretty good salesman, you know. Now, let's be real here. With the t-shirt biz and my freaking my YouTubes and TikToks and like how I am, being a salesman's pretty good gig. And then I ended up getting the call for the interview, and I almost had the job. And then another job I filled out was a tow truck company, and they called me at the time of the interview, and I was like, man, it's still kind of trucking in a way. I'm still delivering things, I'm still helping people, and it was the best decision of my life, was to become a tow truck driver. Now, mind you, I have not slipped. I was not doing any drugs, of course, especially after failing a drug test for it. I know it's kind of an oxymoron, but like, I just didn't want that fucking shit in my life. And so I ended up getting a job as a tow truck driver, and it was just exhilarating. I went out, did some training, and I learned so much. And the next episode, we're going to be talking about those stories, and then we're going to talk about how I slipped back into my dark ways and gave up, and so on and so forth. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for listening. I know this was kind of not like a druggy type story, but I just wanted to clear some shit up as well and share, you know, the good part of my life, you know, when I was sober, when I was happy, when I had everything. Again, if this is you guys' first time here listening on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you get a notification for every time I upload. It is kind of random. I don't have no set schedule yet. Same with Spotify and iTunes, Apple Podcast, whatever the hell it is. I don't know how that works, but if there's a like button or comment, please leave, you know, that down. Share this out. Share this for anybody that might be struggling or needs a good story to listen to, or whatever the case may be. You know, maybe somebody can relate. I don't know. But again, thank you all for listening, for those of you who do, and I will catch you all on the next episode. Have a wonderful night. Be safe. And yeah, later.